Hello again, I am Blunty. This is the Star Wars Jedi Challenges Augmented Reality headset from Lenovo. And while I won't be calling this a review, because it's actually a sponsored video, I would like to show you this thing in action, and you should also know that I've got one to give away to one of you Padawan learners too. Now, it is a fact that I am one of very, very few people on Earth that can honestly claim to be a Jedi. On a media trip several years ago, leading up to a launch of a Star Wars video game, I got to go to Skywalker Ranch in California for a tour of the facilities there, where, while I stood on the shores of Ewok Lake, I was sworn in as an official Jedi. That story has no direct relevance here, I just like taking the opportunity to tell it. I am a Jedi. It's the coolest story I have, as far as nerd stories go. Anyway, the Star Wars Jedi Challenges headset you've been watching me demo while I waffled is much, much more than just one of those VR headset things you slide your phone into. This is a remarkably sophisticated bit of gear, and while it does use your phone, Android or Apple, for its display and for running the software, it also adds to that recipe. On the front of the headset are two cameras, but these are not for video or photos or anything of the sort. These are stereo tracking cameras which are used only to calculate positional data using a light-up beacon. Or to use the in-game gimmick, the Jedi Holocron. God, I love that. And it's in this way, it's already vastly, and I mean vastly superior to any VR experience you may have had with your phone jammed into one of those snap-in VR headset things. Here, you get proper motion tracking in full 6 degrees of freedom, just like you'd get with things like the Oculus Rift or the HTC Vive. You can move around, go sideways, up, down, all of that. And the same is true of the lightsaber hilt controller that comes with. It has within it motion tracking sensors to keep track of its acceleration and angle and the like, but the headset also uses its cameras to track the light-up tip for accurate positional data. But a key difference between this and even the high-end VR headsets is that this is AR, Augmented Reality. Unfortunately, you can't actually see this in the demo footage I'm showing you, as I did this by directly capturing my phone's screen, because there's just no easy way to capture what I'm actually seeing through the headset. But the headset uses a special arrangement of lenses, so you can see the games you're playing kind of overlaid on your local environment. You can see the room around you and the virtual content as if they were 3D holograms projected around you. Now, it doesn't scan or map out the room, so it doesn't place virtual objects on or behind real-world objects, but what it does do is let you see what's around you, so you don't smash your shin into the coffee table or punch a sibling right in the middle of their face while you flail joyfully around in your lightsaber battles. And there's more than just lightsaber battles here too. There's a whole pile of levels and games to progress through, each increasing in challenge, and while I personally found the lightsaber battles most enjoyable, you'll also get a couple of calmer choices too. You can play some of Chewie's favourite pastime, Holo Chess. Here, use your lightsaber controller hilt as nothing more than a button for input, while your gaze controls the selection of pieces and where to move them and which opposing piece to attack. And all this while a virtual holochess table sits in the middle of your room. You can walk around it, you can even sit down in front of it and relax into some fun turn-based strategy. There's also a game mode called Strategic Combat, which I also quite enjoyed. It's basically a holographic real-time strategy game. It's an RTS, which is just awesome. You've got a selection of troops and emplacements you unlock as you progress through the levels, and having the battlefield presented to you as a real 3D world map you're literally standing over and can move through, in and out of, and around. It's so much fun. Here, in this game mode, your lightsaber controller becomes a bit more like a mouse, where you select your troops and weapon towers from a bar kind of attached to the end of your controller, and then you place them on the field using the motion control. I gotta tell ya, it's really quite compelling having these battle scenes play out on your floor in augmented reality. And that's not even all the content you get. Coming in January, there's actually a free update, which will have content inspired by, of course, Star Wars The Last Jedi, including a couple of different types of First Order Stormtrooper enemies for Assault Mode, new levels of strategic combat set on the planet of Crate, including the First Order ATM-6 walkers, and yes, there's even some AR Pogs in there. The lightsaber duelists out there will get a chance to duel 2 elite Praetorian guards, the new Red Guards. This will also be the first time you get to duel 2 people at the same time. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome toy, although, you know what, calling it a toy feels a bit reductionist. It's so much more than a toy. I mean, if you showed 10-year-old Blunty this thing, it'd blow his damn mind. You can actually have a lightsaber battle against Darth Maul in augmented reality. It's a literal dream come true for a lot of Star Wars nerds. But now, how do you get in for a chance to win one of your very own? Simple. Retweet and then respond to the tweet about this video, which I've linked in the description and pinned to the top of the comment section, with a picture of you in your best Jedi action pose. And of course include the hashtag #AwakenYourInnerJedi. For the sponsored content, Lenovo kind of asked the same thing of me, and I used nothing more than some beige pillowcases and a sheet for mine. Turned out pretty good, I think, don't you reckon? So let's see what you can do. Entries close as 2017 does, as midnight comes to New Year's Eve, Sydney time. Thanks for watching, I am Blunty, and may the Force be with you.